Adventures of Superman, The Book of Kal-El, issue 3, Philip Kennedy Johnson writing with Scott Godlewski on the art. Did you catch up with this? Because you...
I did.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Good. So yeah, last issue ended with Brainiac's forces coming to the fortress to apprehend Superman. And he's doing this sort of behind Kurlux's back because he's like, I'm going to get you without him ever knowing that you were here because I don't want to help him with his whole, 7 pieces of Olgren malarkey, right?
He's even tired of Krillix. Brainiac's like, God, Olgren, just let me run my laboratory. Because again, he's treated Earth like a laboratory since in this far future.
Yeah, he's been faking a Lex Luthor to rule the world. But yeah, I mean, this is just a lot of action. It's a lot of Superman fighting this big Brainiac head. And then like the descendant character, I'm forgetting his name, Ronan.
Ronan.
Yeah, there you go.
Who was Flamebird or Nightwing to Brandon Kent's Superman, which I do love that they brought those up. I do love the fact that Philip Kennedy Johnson is doing this like kind of fantasy lore, but within the sci-fi aspect of Superman, and is making it work really well. Because this whole, Brandon Kent's this lost hero. He's a Superman that fell, and now we don't know. I don't think we know what happened to Rowan Kent, who's Ronan's sister, but she's not around right now, and he's the last one standing.
I can see it coming up. At some point. So yeah, obviously Jimmy's there, old man, which they've not. I can't remember. Did they fully explain why he's still alive? I don't think they did.
No, they do in the back matter, but we'll get there.
Sure.
I think it's going to come to think, but he also has a lot of that energy that he becomes Turtle Boy, but he's old Turtle Man. Here to join the fight, which I really loved. That made me a big stupid smile. Yeah,
that's exactly the sort of thing that would pop you. I'm familiar with it. Yeah, you get a big full page spread of him going kaiju turtle sized, and it's entertaining. I can't really complain. So yeah, there's a lot of we're destroying the fortress. If one small critique is that the narration here, which is like the Book of Elves, kind of like again hindsight kind of telling of the story. I really thought they really hitting home this idea of the Fortress of Solitude stood for 1,000 years. It's this sacred place that's done all these things. And all I could think was, in the last 5 years, it was definitely destroyed and then got rebuilt. Because he built a second one in the Bermuda Triangle, and then he built one again in the North Pole. So, like, it's not the first time it's went down, is all I'm saying.
It is a impenetrable fortress that gets rebuilt, which is an oxymoron,
Yeah.
If it was so impenetrable, it wouldn't need to be rebuilt. But here we are. And yeah, it takes a lot of damage with the Summermen, which, again, in the back matter of the last issue, these are some twisted, Brainiac has messed with people, and turned them into these not quite human code enforcers of his realm. So, so there's a big fight with Superman and Rowan and Turtle Jimmy against these guys.
Yeah. Ronan's firing off some heat vision, so on and so forth. Superman's trying to get to the time machine. He doesn't call it that, but I'm just calling it the time machine because it is literally the time machine from the H.G. Wells adaptation, the movie. So which and did actually feature in a couple of episodes of Lois and Clark, the New Adventures of Superman, with Tempest Fugit and whatnot.
The temporal field disruptor is what they're calling it.
The TFD. They never say that, but I'm coining the acronym. So yeah, more and more action, all that stuff. And yeah, we see them fighting through the city a little bit, and it is what it is. Ronan comes to help. They kind of save the day. There's a nice little moment where Superman goes down and tells a young girl that she's a hero because she looked after her brother, or maybe it was the other way around. But regardless, it's a nice little moment. And he fixes the fence on the sort of the mock farm inside the fortress, and he's like, look, I'm just going to go back in time, and this will fix everything, because it'll stop it from all happening, and this future will never take place. I promise I'll make it right. And Jimmy finally blurts out, wait, you can't. It won't fix anything, because Otho and Ozul also got taken. If you go back, they'll still be stuck in the future, and you'll have lost them forever. Now, admittedly, just to get a little bit time traveling nitpicky here, if he can go back in time, why can't he go back a few minutes early and make sure they don't get taken? But let's not throw too many wrenches.
The reason why this Jimmy Freak thinks that is because Superman already went and hid them before Krillix could take Superman. So only really Superman's missing. then they hit them. You know,
but no, they give him a reason why he has to stick around. He can't just travel back, and he has to go save the kids. That's all fine. But anyway, the big cliffhanger is that Krillix does show up, all kind of godly above, saying that he has the 2 kids. And Superman's like, show me them, blah, blah, blah. Well, if you want them, you're going to have to come and fight me at my fortress, which is in the graveyard of the planet Krypton. So that sets up a conflict for next time. So this is a 12-issue book, if I recall, and this is, issue 3. So it's not like we're going to get a resolution next issue, but it does feel like, we're setting up some big stuff. I do wonder if we spend all of it in this future, because the pacing that's going through it makes me feel like we're either going to maybe not jump back to the present day, but I wonder if we jump to a different time at a certain point.
So we can see all the House of L.
Yeah.
Right? Because right now we're at the last part of the House of L. And as of right now, Krillix, even all this time in the future, only has 4 of the aspects of Olgren. Right? Yeah. And so he's holding, he's going to want Superman to get the other ones, and that's how he'll get the kids back.
Yeah, because he says they're all in the House of L, right?
Yeah.
The descendants of the House of L all have them.
Yep. So, and Ortho also one of the 2. The boy had one of the aspects as well. That was one of the crux of Warworld.
I assume that's one of the 4 he's counting that he has.
Okay.
I assume. Okay. I mean, I'm not sure, but I assume so. So a nice little twist here at the end, and Krillix looking like an entity from far beyond too. So it was really keeping that mystery. I will say it's hard not to compare these 7 things of Olgren to the Infinity Stones right now, because it feels like he wants it so he can bring back his family, which is definitely godlike powers. So there's definitely some comparisons to be made there. But I like the action here was pretty fun. The teases of what they're going to do with the twins or the time travel stuff has been good so far. So a good time for sure. Godlewski's art remains kind of good but not great for me. Like, I think it's clean, it flows well. I think the layouts are good, but I typically do find his faces to be a little not to my taste. Just there's a little bit of a kind of, I don't know,
there's a flatness to them.
Yeah, like a chunky cartoon kind of feel to them. I think Jimmy bizarrely looks the best because he's got a big beard, so it kind of because he doesn't have to draw his cheekbones and stuff and his chin. Jimmy comes off looking better than the others, but so I don't love the faces still, and that's just maybe a taste thing. But that's the one thing I'd say about the art that I'm not into. Yeah, no, I would agree. I like a lot of the action. Like it flows well, especially like when they get to Metropolis, or Tropolis as they're calling it. Oh, and the Jimmy being the giant turtle, like that did look good. That full page spread. So yeah, I mean there is a lot of good in the art. Yeah, and then the Summermen who don't have faces, right? So they're already flat. Yeah, it's an awkward problem to have though. Is that you're a good artist except your faces, because faces make up a lot of art, unfortunately. Yes, especially with expressions and whatnot. So but yeah, I would agree on that one. And then in the back matter, we find out that after Clark disappeared and Krillix invaded, the Daily Planet went down. But because of a device that Natasha and John Henry had created, they were able to keep like this underground network going that was called the Second Hand, named after Jimmy's Superman watch, right? And then Superman had left like a break-in case of emergency thing called the Solar Empyrean Seeds that they can give humans Kryptonian powers. And it was supposed to go to Bruce, but Bruce wasn't going to take it, right? Batman, he wasn't going to take the Kryptonian powers. He said it was one of the creepy doomsday contingencies. Bruce said no, they couldn't have them. Jimmy took them anyways. And it seems like him and Lois, who are keeping the Second Hand going, are the ones that took it. So I'm wondering if this is how Jimmy is still alive all these years later, is some fluky Kryptonian-ness of it. And the fact also that when stuff starts happening at the fortress, Jimmy says, Lois is going to kill me. So I wonder if Lois is still around in this future as well. And we're going to see something. That's a good catch, actually. So... but yeah, because at the end it says we're coming, Smallville, and Intrepid reporters Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen are going to find the truth, and we're going to get all 3 of you home. So, again, Philip Kennedy Johnson's telling this
kind of epic story about the future of Superman through this book, and goes all the way back to his time in Action Comics. So a
slight pivot into a Green Lantern book that he did, and then back into this. No, it's still good. I mean, I still don't think any of this has been as good as War World. I think I said that when I read issue 1 or 2,
or even War Journal. Like War Journal had some real good things in there as well. So
yeah, I think it's got more of a chance of surpassing War Journal though once it gets further in. It's just so far. Like War Journal had such a good aesthetic, maybe because of the art, like early on.
Montos,
yeah. So, but it's been pretty good so far, and I'm digging kind of over the overall vibes of what he's doing. So, and it doesn't feel as much as like, okay, I hate that some stories when they just go to an alternate world and we have to learn about the world immediately. This isn't quite the same because this has been seeded since the start of his Action Comics run. A lot of this stuff is like these characters we're seeing has been a big theme of his run that eventually we'll see kind of the descendants. So it doesn't feel out of nowhere that we're doing this, even though we're kind of doing a Fish Out of War Superman story.
And Philip Kennedy Johnson is very good at this type of lore building as well. Like we even got it in War Journal, through that side of things. So it does feel weirdly, despite being this new future, it feels very lived in, right? So as we're finding these things out, it all kind of, it just feels proper. It's a very weird feeling. It's just stuff that, and maybe it's just my trust in Philip Kennedy Johnson as well, but yeah, curious to see what happens with the other descendants, right? Because like Rowan Kent's still out there. Something happened to Brandon to that. Now Ronan's the only one. He's the very last son of Krypton, right? So, yeah.
All right, what are you giving Adventures of Superman, the Book of Kal-El, issue 3?
I'm going to say 7.5.
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with that, actually. I think 7.5 is just right. I don't think it hits great, but I'm having a good time, and it's nailing stuff. I think if I loved the art, I think it would probably, be dipping into that great over 8 territory.